We're wrapping up the 20th anniversary. Congratulations, Stuart. The 20th anniversary of Connections. And it seems like things are progressing in this 20 years. What are some of your takeaways, Stuart, from this conference?
Well, one of the more interesting comments was we heard that we're at an inflection point, that there are so many great products and technologies now that are surrounding the consumer. The quote was that now the consumer's under pressure because of all these new solutions and products, that the inflection point of the connected home and the smart home is right around the corner. That's something we've been hearing for years, but now there seems to be a lot of evidence that we really are at a point where the way we work and live is going to change fairly dramatically. So obviously finding those right touch points and consumer engagement points continues to be maybe the biggest thing on people's minds in this industry, but it looks like great progress is being made.
Well, and we already talked a little bit about it with Brett, but this whole Amazon influence of Echo, was that something that was predicted a year or two ago?
I think there have been a number of people talking about new ways of interfacing technology, and we've talked a lot about gesture without seeing a lot of gesture being successful. And I think Amazon sort of snuck up on everybody in terms of making voice something that's maybe moving beyond novelty stage. I think lots of people have been interested in Siri for a long time and have used it a little bit here and a little bit there, but the enthusiasm for Amazon Echo and Alexa is really amazing. We haven't seen this kind of excitement about a product in a while. I mean, I think Nest was exciting and iPhone was exciting, but there haven't been that many products that everybody's talking about, and that's one of them.
Well, and also, you know, we talked about app stores forever, but they truly have a store there, right, for all the surrounding ecosystem of products, right?
Well, the whole way that we can begin to see that technology become diffused in different products. I was talking with someone earlier about, what if we talk to our refrigerator, or we talk to our TV, or we talk to our washing machine, and we might tell that washing machine things about, we might talk about the weather to our washing machine just because we're standing near it, even though those products don't have anything, together. Yeah. Then it raises the question of, is there going to be a standards war if I have a Google-powered refrigerator and an Amazon-powered washing machine, and do I have to learn different words to different commands so that once we get further into this marketplace, are we going to be talking about interoperability again?
Well, I wonder though how big a channel Amazon has as far as, is it just going to get out there and kind of create a monopoly situation, or is there still opportunity for these other players to get out there?
Well, it was interesting in our venture capital panel today. One of the VCs said, that it's going to be a short window that Amazon and Google or anybody else that gets out there quickly it's going to be really hard to unseat them, because I think the barriers to entry are high, and the rate of change in the marketplace is so fast that it may be that we'll be talking with just several players.
And what do you think it means for the service providers themselves, the ones who traditionally you might have thought of as the ones with that touching the smart home?
Well, I think that already we're seeing a number of service providers having to incorporate what we call hero products, those products that consumers demand. So if AT&T says, I have this great digital life platform, and a consumer says, well, I'll take it, but I love my Nest, or I love my whatever. Don't make me give up my hero product. So we're seeing that the reaction to that is that iControl and other platform vendors are making sure that those products can be integrated into these platforms. So I think that they're going to have to incorporate whatever the hot things are. And if voice is a hot item, then in order to delight at least the tech enthusiasts, they're going to have to make sure they support those technologies as well.
Well, it seemed like a big part of their value too is this whole curation process of the products that the customers could use. And
well, reliability at the end of the day. If there's certainly people that probably like you, Ken, that would love to spend their weekend trying to make things work, but obviously the mass market has very little patience and maybe even very little ability, and certainly very little time to be in the integration business. So curation's critical, so I think there's a balance between curating products and making sure that they're ironclad and work all the time, but still offer choice to consumers so that they feel like they're doing things their way and have just the products they want, but they still have to be within some parameters, so a big walled garden or a low walled garden, to make sure that they work well together.
Well, yeah, and Kevin Marr addressed that in another interview, but that whole getting to the 80% like me who are too cheap to pay the 30 or 40 a month, right?
Yeah, exactly. And I think I was laughing because someone asked, when Amazon spoke to us, the speaker asked how many people had an Echo, and it was amazing. I'd say a third to half the room, probably more like a third, raised their hands they have an Echo. And I think the other 2/3 of us that don't, by the end of the presentation, we was like, I'm going to get an Echo. And then already 2 days later, I'm like, gosh, maybe I can spend that $200 next month instead of this month. So certainly the lower the barriers to entry and the more people are talking about how exciting it is, then the rest of us will come along.
Well, there's definitely going to be more fodder for next year because this stuff never ends, does it?
It never ends, and I think the exciting thing is these products are really starting to work. They're starting to excite people. There's been a whole lot more talk at this conference about this is not about technology, it's not about products, it's really about solving people's needs and addressing the everyday needs and wants of consumers. And as long as that mentality continues to evolve, we're going to have some great products, and we know how fast that marketplace changes. So we'll be talking about a new set of products next year.
Excellent. Well, thank you, Stuart.
Thank you. Appreciate it.